listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Welcome back to The Spirit, your go-to podcast for all things paranormal, supernatural, and downright strange. I'm Beck, and joining me, as always, is my incredible co-host.
Hey guys, it's Rachel here.
Today, we have an episode packed with paranormal and supernatural animal stories. Rach, have you ever wondered if our pets can see things we can't?
I know that our pets can see things that we can't.
I do too. If you had to pick one animal to be your paranormal investigator sidekick, what would it be and why?
A cat.
Hell yeah, I think I'm with you on that.
Cats, they're interesting because the difference with them compared to like all the other cats, like the big cats, the lions and tigers and stuff, is that they have the reptilian eyes.
They do. That's what's really fascinating is they don't have the round eyes like the tigers. Supposedly they're bred from the big ones, right?
Allegedly.
But yet they hiss like a snake,
Mm-hmm.
and they have little slit eyes like a reptile, which means I feel like they can see into other dimensions.
They're different. They're like a serial killer animal. They'll just stalk something and they'll kill it for fun.
They're like the number one apex predator, I think.
Yeah.
Are just house cats because they slaughter birds and mice and rodents and all sorts of things. Why would you pick them?
Even from the ancient times with cats, they definitely have a lot of spiritual properties to them. They are known to be a spiritual protector of evil entities. They're healers too.
Their purring actually heals. It regulates blood pressure if they're laying on your chest and they start purring. They're amazing healers.
Yeah, they can heal themselves too. It's incredible.
It is incredible. I agree with you, and I'm right there with you. I think that would be my sidekick. I have some stories about my own cats, actually. And it's interesting because I feel like all animals see things and react differently. So my dogs reacted differently than my cats. I don't know if you've found that. For example, I had a dog, Brisby, you knew, and then I had a dog, Blue. They were both beagles, brother and sister. And Brisby was I call her my spirit dog because nothing bothered her. If she sensed spirits, it was fine with her. If I did EVP sessions and there was a lot of energy in the room, she laid in and just absorbed it all. She liked it. My boy dog, Blue, he was scared. He didn't want to be in the room. He doesn't want to be anywhere near it. And then my cats, you know my cats. I have Emmett and I have Flicker. And Emmett's kind of aloof. If he sees things that look on a supernatural level, like how they stare at something and you're like, what are you looking at? And their eyes are going wide and their pupils are dilating and coming in. When Emmett does that, he looks horrified.
Ooh.
Where Flicker will hear things I hear auditorily, which is interesting, that no one else will hear. And he'll pop his head up if he's like laying with me on the couch and he'll look right where he hears the sound. And he will make me aware that there is something there. And his eyes will go in and out. But he doesn't get freaked out. He actually goes towards it like he's not afraid of it. He's more afraid of the living, as you know, than the dead. What about your animals? Do they show you any signs of this?
If I hear a noise that isn't normal, the dogs will hear that and they'll be alert to it. The dogs, they're not as... I feel like with the dogs... they have more telepathy. Like they can hear our thoughts. They know what I'm going to say before I say it. Even when it comes to tricks and things, they'll do it.
Like, I'm going to take you to the vet. I'm going to cut your nails and they run away.
Yeah. If I'm going to ask them if they're hungry, like they already know. So there's that kind of communication, which is interesting. More with the spiritual paranormal side of things. My cat, Beetlejuice, who passed, had him for 14 years. And every morning, I'd be dreaming before I woke up. I swear he could get into my dreams.
Nice.
He would be there because he was ready for me to get up. He would know. Like, he would get in there because he wanted me up to be with him.
It's like a little shaman, like a little dream walker.
And now, even still, he comes into my dreams. And he'll just come visit or just be around. He definitely is an astral projector.
That's amazing.
He did it, and also my current cat, Vincent, When you wake up, I will just open my eyes.
Yeah.
Before my alarm goes off,
Yeah.
I open my eyes and they start meowing at the door.
I can totally understand that because Emmett does that, and he knows right when you wake up early in the morning and the first thing you have to do is like, I have to pee.
Yeah.
And you're not planning on getting up for the whole morning. You just have to pee and come back to bed.
Mm-hmm.
He senses that psychically and comes and lays on me in the morning before I have to pee. And it's like, dude, I have to get up. I have to go to the bathroom, but you're so cute. I don't want to move. He's not like a snuggler. So it's weird that he does that right at that time because he can sense it. It's definitely a 6th, 7th, 8th sense in cats.
They sleep differently too.
They do.
I think they go places when they sleep.
And they're nocturnal, but they go in and out, I think. Because I notice my cats sleep throughout the day and the night, on and off.
Have you ever watched the movie Coraline?
Yeah.
So you know how that cat, how he goes in between both worlds?
Yes.
That's how I see cats are able to do that.
They're magical. But there had to have been a reason that they were depicted all over Egypt as gods. They worshiped them as gods. There was a reason for that.
In ancient Egypt, that was the earliest known civilization to have a significant respect and worship for cats. And they weren't just pets, but they were sacred beings to them. Cats were seen in the image of the goddess Bastet. I have a little statue of Bastet, and I have both my cats' ashes next to them. And
Like a shrine.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the goddess of home, fertility, and childbirth, and protection from evil spirits and disease, especially for women and children. Bringer of a good house and goddess of the moon. And she had the body of a woman and the head of a cat. And having a dual nature of cats, she represented both protection while also having destructive qualities. And when she was pleased, she brought prosperity and good fortune. But when angered, she could unleash chaos and destruction.
Great.
Yeah. The cats were seen to have the ability to ward off evil spirits because of their value, guardian nature. There were severe consequences for killing a cat, including death.
I love my cat that much. If you killed my cat, I'm not saying I'd kill you, but I would want to kill you.
Yeah. Watch yourself.
The first spirit of one of my pets showed up. It was a cat. It was Corrigan, and he was a Maine Coon, redhead, of course. My partner's mother saw his reflection of his spirit in our oven. So like it's glassy on the front, and she, oh my God, I just saw your cat in the reflection.
Oh.
And I didn't feel him, which was interesting. I didn't feel him or hear him around, but she saw him, and I believed her. As far as spiritualness with the animals, like in the paranormal sense, in the, are they here? Are they near me? My dog Brisby, after she passed, she would come through my EVP sessions and she would snore.
Oh.
And that was something, I don't know if you remember her, but she'd lay she would shred. So I'd hear her breathing and shredding. It was calming to me, just having my headphones on, listening to her snore through the EVP, and she called me mama. It was sweet. But that's all I ever experienced paranormal wise with my animals. What about you?
When David and I lived on Taft Road, we lived in an apartment on the top floor. Beetlejuice used to run out the door, and he would run all the way down the stairs to the basement. We'd have to chase him all the time. One time we got home, we opened the door, we see just a cat book out, run all the way down. David ran down to the very bottom, can't find him, freaking out, like, where did he go?
Okay.
He's still in the apartment. We had a ghost cat in that apartment.
Oh, no way.
And
okay.
I think it was showing, like, I think it taught him to run. I think Beetlejuice was probably chasing that cat. There are times we had the closet open, like I would walk by a cat, there was no cat there, and our cats would play with the ghost cat. Our dogs, when they were puppies and everything, they would be playing with the ghost cat.
Did you name the ghost cat?
Ghost cat.
Oh, cool. Very original.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing with Ghost Cat again. Does Ghost Cat want treats too?
So I don't know if he was attached to that apartment, but it was cool.
I always wonder about that. That's actually one of my main questions is animals to me are made of pure love. Mm-hmm. I feel like animals aren't bad. They aren't born bad. They are either abused into badness or raised bad or wrong. They can become mean or vicious or be scarred emotionally from abuse. But I feel like intrinsically animals are pure love. And I'm talking across the board, horses, all of them. So I wonder, why would they be in that same place? Now, I can understand if they're coming to see their owner, but in your case, this wasn't your ghost cat. So it had to have been, I don't know. And because it was interactive, it means it wasn't residual. It was playing with your animals and you were aware of it. So it makes me question, why didn't this cat move on over the Rainbow Bridge?
Yeah.
Or why do they get stuck? Why do people see them when they're not theirs? Or maybe this cat was linked to one of you two, you or David, from a previous incarnation or life.
Possibly.
And this animal traveled with you through time. I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. I always wonder why.
Do you ever have connections with a spirit animal? Like,
Yeah.
have you like visions, dreams?
I have recently, when my dog passed, my girl, my boy is so lonely, he cries all the time. And I thought, am I ever going to get another dog? And that night I went to sleep and I saw the dog and I thought it was real. And it was a girl, totally different breed of dog. It wasn't a beagle. It was like a little frou-frou-y kind of poodle mix of some sort. Tan colored. And she laid in my arms and I cradled her and I thought it was real. I woke up thinking she was really in my arms. I was holding her in bed sleeping. That was like a vision dream I had of her and I felt connected to this being that I don't know yet, or maybe I'll never know. That's the most I've had.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Back in, was it 2019, November 2019, we went to Disney World and it was nighttime and I had just put on my video recorder in the hotel. And as I'm recording, I have it recorded. I still have the video. I don't know if I ever showed you it, but it looks like panther eyes appear in this video. And then I kept randomly having dreams with black panthers. Like they're connected. And it's interesting because panthers, as a spirit animal, they're like connected with the other side. They're connected with death. And on 2020 is when I lost my mother and I had to deal with that. And it still like it would appear in dreams sometimes. But one time I was down in my living room and I fell asleep in my recliner and I was in the hypnagogic state and I astral traveled. It's not something that happens often, but I was at the end of my road. Like I was outside at the end of my street, just standing there. And I got afraid because I thought this dog was running up to me. So I felt afraid. And then I look at it and it's not a dog. And I realize it's a black panther. And when I realized that, I shot back into my body. It was the craziest experience.
So maybe this is a animal totem, animal guide, or perhaps in a past life, maybe you were mauled by a panther.
Maybe. But I feel like it was communicating with me.
I think so. I think it was walking between the veils and maybe it was bringing messages or premonitions or something to come, perhaps. I don't know.
I haven't had the visions of it in a long time, between 2019 and 2021.
And that was right before you lost your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could have had meaning.
Yeah, I could have had some connection. It was a really interesting experience.
Hey, Spirit Seekers. Enjoying the show? Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the Spirit. If you could you leave us a review on Apple or Spotify and share the love? We drop a new video every week over on our YouTube channel covering paranormal, conspiracy, high strangeness, and more. Have questions or you want to share your own spooky story? Drop us a line at tothespiritpod@gmail.com. Stay spirited. There are several theories as to why animals might be able to sense paranormal or ghostly activity. One, heightened senses, obviously, animals, especially pets like dogs and cats, they have sharp senses, sharper than humans, right? So their hearing, their vision, sense of smell, they're much more acute than ours. They can detect sounds and frequencies humans can't hear and notice subtle changes in the environment that might go unnoticed by us.
Oh, for sure.
Like you spoke about earlier, there's an intuitive nature. They have to rely on their instincts and intuition for survival. So these heightened awarenesses of their surroundings could make them more sensitive to unusual or supernatural occurrences. Then you've got energy sensitivity. Some people believe that animals are much more attuned to energies or auras. They might sense changes in the energy around them, which could be associated with paranormal activity. So this could explain why pets sometimes react to things that are invisible or imperceptible to humans. There's also the sixth sense. There's a theory that animals have this sixth sense that allows them to detect things beyond the natural world. Now, this could be an evolutionary adaptation that helps them avoid danger or like navigate complex environments. And animals often communicate through a subtle body language and behavior. They might react to things like electromagnetic fields or changes in the environment that indicate a supernatural presence. This could be why pets sometimes stare at empty spaces or act agitated for no apparent reason. And that makes sense because if you think about it, usually what are the first things that are fleeing when there's earthquakes that are coming or some impending natural disaster that's coming? You'll see deer and wildlife and the birds fleeing that area. So I think they're just born into that. There is that famous tale of the cat that predicted the death in the nursing home. Do you know anything of that? Or?
I have heard about that.
I didn't really dig deep into it because I think most people know that there's a cat that actually would go and lie on the beds of people before they would pass. It's like it knew that something was changing and shifting, and so it would go spend time with them. And the nursing staff would go, oh, wow, okay, this person's going next.
Yeah, it probably helped assist them over to the other side, especially if they were alone.
Speaking of cats, have you heard of the unseen cat in the old hotel in Michigan?
No, I haven't.
Okay, in Michigan, there's a tale of a historic hotel where guests started reporting strange occurrences. The most mysterious of these was a feeling of an unseen cat curling up beside them as they slept. Guests would feel the pressure of the cat's body or hear the sound of soft purring, but no cat was ever seen. And eventually, the hotel's owner disclosed that the spirit of the cat, Whiskers, had been a long-time resident of the hotel. Whiskers had lived in the building for many years before his death, and some believe that his spirit continued to watch over the place. The cat's presence was said to be most noticeable during the colder months when guests were more likely to feel that comforting warmth of the feline curled up next to him. I think that's sweet.
Oh, yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not like a scary thing. I think that's a nice, comforting, loving thing.
It reminds me of after our cat Dallas passed away. That wasn't much longer after Beetlejuice. We call him the Reiki cat because he was the healer cat. And if you got home, like I could sit home and start crying and he'd come out of nowhere and just lay on my chest and purr. At nighttime, he always would scratch the corner of the bed and he would jump up on the bed. So it was after he had passed. There was no cats in the house at the time. We both lay in bed and something scratched our bed.
Oh.
And we knew it was him.
That's comforting.
Yeah, it was crazy. We just knew it was him.
Especially when it's that familiar thing, that pattern. That's more comforting than scary.
Yeah. So cats are highly valued in the Islamic traditions as they were connected to the Prophet Muhammad. Cats are considered to be ritually clean and they allow them to enter homes and mosques. And there's a couple tales of cats that surrounded Muhammad and just his connection to them, which I thought was interesting. And in China, cats were companions to the nobility and were used for pest control by the common people. The cat goddess, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Li Shao, was a fertility goddess who protected crops and drove away evil spirits. Cats were also associated with witchcraft and black magic. Some believe that cats could be sacrificed to create cat ghosts that would be used to curse people and steal money.
I don't like that.
I was like, what?
That's mean.
Yeah. But hey, I think there are cat ghosts.
There are, but that's just evil to be like, yeah, let's sacrifice him and make a cat ghost.
I think Beetlejuice would probably help me curse people and steal money because he was mischievous. But no, you should never sacrifice a cat.
No, I think there's a special place in hell for you types of people.
Absolutely. Where you get killed by a giant cat over
And over. And we're going to jump all over. Let's talk about the dog that saved the family from a house fire in Texas. In 1957, a small town in Texas, a family was shocked to find that their dog named Trigger had barked frantically throughout the night, waking them from a deep sleep. Family had no idea what was going on until they smelled smoke and then discovered the fire in their house. What makes this story so mysterious is that Trigger had passed away several months earlier.
Oh.
A neighbor who had kept the family dog after it passed reported that she had seen Trigger's ghost standing outside the window, barking and looking back toward the house moments before the fire started. The family believed that Trigger's spirit had returned to save them.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
What a good boy.
Yes. Then there's the dog that predicts the weather in Ireland. In rural Ireland, there's an unusual legend involving a dog that was known to predict changes in the weather. According to local lore, the dog named Shannon was able to sense the arrival of storms or shifts in temperature days before they even happened. The locals believe that Shannon was able to communicate with the spirits of the land, which would inform her of the coming weather. The dog's behavior would often become agitated right before a storm or heavy rain, and it was said that her howls would be heard miles away. And even after Shannon's death, some locals reported hearing the sound of her barking on stormy nights.
I definitely think dogs are connected to the weather. My oldest dog, Bruce, he's very sensitive, especially to the season changes. He always gets very ill.
Oh, I do too.
Me
I understand
too.
you, Bruce. Damn those headaches and migraines and joint aches.
I know.
It's like, come on, man, we have to feel it all. I guess that's why people live in Arizona. Now, this is a cool story. During the filming of a ghost episode of The Brady Bunch, do you remember The Brady Bunch?
The Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. The cast stayed at a reportedly haunted bed and breakfast, and one night, actor Christopher Knight, who played Peter Brady, woke up to find two hunting dogs sitting at the foot of his bed, staring at him silently.
Oh.
Shortly after, he saw a little girl standing in the doorway, also gazing at him without making a sound.
Oh.
Yeah. The next day, Knight shared his eerie experiences with the bed and breakfast owner, who then took him to the fireplace. And on that fireplace, Knight was surprised to see a metal fire guard depicting two hunting dogs identical to the ones that he had seen the night before. The owner couldn't confirm if the dogs were real pets from the past, but the coincidence left Knight feeling quite shaken.
Wow. That's freaky.
I know. Who would have thought Peter Brady? And then we'll go into another dog story. This is the legend of the black dog of the Hanging Hills. And he's been part of the Connecticut folklore for over a century. The Hanging Hills, located in central Connecticut, are a range of volcanic rock ridges that include Hubbard Park and Castle Craig and Meriden. The legend began in the winter of 1898 when a story called The Black Dog was published to the Connecticut Quarterly. The tale describes a small black dog, moderate size, nothing particularly remarkable about this dog, except for two eerie characteristics. It barks without making a sound, and it leaves no footprints in the snow or dust. The story follows a Harvard-trained geologist known as FS, who encountered the dog while exploring the Hanging Hills. He saw the dog again on a subsequent visit, and both times the dog vanished without a trace. 3 years later, FS returned to the hills with his friend Herbert Marshall, a member of the U.S. Geological Survey. FS recounted his previous encounter with the dog, and Marshall revealed that he had seen the dog twice before, ignoring the local legend that seeing the dog 3 times meant death.
Oh.
Yeah, they continued their hike anyway. Of course they did. The next day, Marshall fell to his death after a rock he was standing on broke free, and FS fled the area. FS's body was later found at the same location where Marshall had died.
And they knew if you see it 3 times?
Apparently. Visitors to the Hanging Hills area continue to report sightings of the black dog, often describing it as small with large, sad eyes. And the legend still persists, warning that seeing the dog once brings joy, twice brings sorrow, and a third means death.
Yikes. So this story is about lions that saved a girl from kidnappers.
A lion that saved a girl?
Yeah, lions.
Lions, several lions, like living lions.
Yeah, and
okay.
this story I found on PETA's website. It was June in Ethiopia, and a 12-year-old girl was walking home from school when she was attacked and kidnapped by 4 men. They likely intended to sell her into a forced marriage. A week later, with the police in pursuit, the kidnappers were attempting to move her to a new location when a pride of lions heard her plaintive cries and rushed in. The 3 lions chased off the men and sat quietly with the girl until the police arrived, then disappeared back into the brush. They quoted, "They stood guard until we found her, and then they just left her like a gift and went back into the forest." That was said by Sergeant Wandmu. I can't even.
It's an Ethiopian name that's very difficult.
WEDAG or AJ. WEDAJ.
Wedage. Yeah, okay, you did good.
She told the authorities that while her kidnappers had beaten her, the animals had never threatened her.
You would think the lions would have ate her right up.
Yeah, they had some sort of knowing, protective nature and knowing.
Either that or she was really skinny.
Yeah, they're like,
we'll just use this one as a toothpick for after the main meal.
It's too bad they didn't maul the kidnappers.
I know, I was hoping for that. I was waiting for that in the story. Like, then they mauled them and then gave her a little lick and let her go.
Yeah, that would have been more justifying.
Satisfying. In North Carolina, the Devil's Tramping Ground is a mysterious circle in the woods where, according to local legends, strange occurrences happen. Animals that venture into the area are said to act unnaturally. Pets, especially dogs, reportedly refuse to enter the circle, whine, or act fearful, while some have run back to their owners after entering the vicinity. A rare tale involves a group of dogs that inexplicably ran into the circle, only to come back with no memory of what had happened during that brief time they were there. Some believe that area has supernatural or demonic energy that affects both people and animals. My question is, how would they know that their memory was gone?
I had sent this over to my friend Katie because her and her boyfriend Rob of UGUE on YouTube, they live in North Carolina. I sent that to her. She's actually been there.
Okay.
They've actually explored it there. I think they have a video of their exploration there.
They feel that energy?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that pets feel that. I'm assuming birds probably fly around and all sorts of stuff. The next couple stories are interesting because they're beach stories. And one I heard years ago, and I was like, no way, this isn't real, but it is. And I've looked it up. The first story is a person that was enjoying a day at the beach when they noticed something unusual, another large black dog strolling the shoreline. And it seemed to just be a regular dog at first glance, but then there was something unsettling about it. As the person watched, they realized that no one else seemed to notice the dog. Families, children, beachgoers, they were just doing their thing, completely oblivious to its presence. Curious and a little bit unnerved, the person asked a local about the dog. And the local's face grew serious, and they warned the person, do not look at that dog directly. According to the local legend, this mysterious black dog was not just an ordinary stray, it was a spectral entity known to appear and disappear without a trace. The locals believed making eye contact with it would allow the spirit to latch onto you, potentially following you home and bringing you misfortune or eerie occurrences into your life. The person heeded the warning, tried to avoid looking directly at the dog, yet out of the corner of their eye, they could see it moving closer, as if it was unaware of their attempt to avoid his gaze. Deciding not to take any chances, the person just left the beach. And as they walked away, they felt a chill down their spine. But when they turned around for one last look, the black dog had vanished.
Ooh.
This one I had to look up because I knew I had heard this one. There was a couple traveling in Mexico that came across a small stray dog that appeared to be friendly and in need of help. They decided to take the dog back to their home in the U.S., thinking they were rescuing a cute little chihuahua. However, once they arrived home and settled in, the dog began to grow rapidly and then much larger than a typical chihuahua. One day, the couple took the dog to the veterinarian, and the vet was like shocked and horrified by what he saw. The vet had examined the dog and then made this startling revelation. It wasn't a dog at all. It was a giant rat.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The couple had unknowingly brought home a wild rodent that had been living on the streets of Mexico.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, I've heard different iterations of that, because I heard one where a woman was on the beach and she found one and it had long, shaggy hair.
I think my dog Baxter is actually a rat. I call him the little rat.
Is he a chihuahua?
He's a Morkie, but he's my little rat, my little golden weasel. He's the redhead stepchild.
The Los Angeles Zoo, that's located in Griffith Park, that operated from 1912 to 1966. And only had 15 animals on display, and they had lions, monkeys, and elephants. Due to inadequate funding and poor conditions, the zoo faced several challenges, including animal mistreatment and health issues. It's so sad. Many animals suffered in cramped enclosures, and then some even died due to neglect and disease.
Oh my God.
After the new Los Angeles Zoo opened in 1966, the old zoo was closed and then left abandoned. Over the years, it became a popular spot for picnics and hiking, but it gained a little bit of a reputation for being haunted. Visitors had reported hearing strange noises such as growls, roars, and moans, especially at night. Some claim to have even seen ghostly apparitions of the animals that once lived there, roaming the grounds and appearing in the old enclosures. The eerie atmosphere is attributed to the spirits of the mistreated animals, who are said to be seeking justice or simply unable to rest due to the cruelty they endured. The park's history combined with the haunting tales, it makes it a fascinating yet spooky destination for those interested in paranormal activity.
That's just sad, though.
That's
for the
sad.
animal.
As an investigator, that would not be on my list.
This is a story about the pig who saves a woman from having a heart attack. Pigs, they're really intelligent. They're more intelligent than dogs. When Joanne Altsman suffered a heart attack, help came just in the form of a pot-bellied pig. Altman's husband was away when she collapsed on the floor, so her quick-thinking pig Lulu figured out how to get help. Lulu squeezed her 150-pound body through the dog door, cutting her stomach as she shoved herself through. She somehow opened the fence gate, walked into the road, and lay down in the middle of traffic. Finally, a good Samaritan stopped to check on her. She quickly led them back to Altsman, and he called for help. Doctors who performed Altsman's open heart surgery told her that she wouldn't have lived another 15 minutes.
Holy.
And the family no longer eats pigs.
Oh, I wouldn't either. That's beautiful.
That's why I can't.
See, I have all the evil ones and you have all the good ones.
We balance each other out.
We do. There's a cursed parrot in a small town in Brazil. This woman claimed her parrot, Coco, began speaking in a voice that wasn't her own after it died.
Oh.
The family reported hearing Coco's ghostly voice calling out their names and making eerie sounds late at night. They believe Coco's spirit's trying to communicate with them from beyond the grave. Can you imagine it'd be like, Rachel! Yeah, that's like Coco.
The bird ghost is saying it, or the woman saying it?
The bird ghost, the parrot ghost.
I thought the woman was talking like the bird after it died. I was like, oh, she's just crazy.
There's the ghostly guinea pig. There's a couple in the United. The ghosts are everywhere. There's a couple in the U.S. that reported that their deceased guinea pig, Peanut, would appear to them. Oh, that's just triggering because we all know about the Peanut story recently of the squirrel Peanut.
Oh.
Yeah. Peanut would appear to them in their home, and they claim to see Peanut running around, squeaking, and even interacting with their other pets. They believe Peanut's spirit is still present, providing them with a sense of comfort and connection.
Oh.
I love that name, Peanut. It's so cute.
I'm allergic to guinea pigs. I can't even touch them.
Oh, see, I've never really hung out. They're cute to look at, though. I'm like, look at those cute little things.
They give me hives.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm probably not allergic to a ghost guinea pig.
No,
though.
see, that'd be the perfect pet for you.
Yeah.
Peanut could, I'll call him over for you and hang out.
Beavers that saved a boy from freezing.
Oh, another good, wholesome
Yeah.
story like Benji, like Lassie.
A young boy in Ontario, Canada, was camping with his parents and decided to stay on land where they were boated. Tragically, the boat tipped over and the boy watched his parents drown. Sobbing, he tried walking towards a town, but as darkness crept in, he knew that he would have to sleep on the cold, damp ground. As he lay crying, he felt a warm, furry body snuggle up to his back. Delirious from his ordeal and thinking that the animal must be a dog, he fell asleep. When he woke up in the morning, he found that 3 beavers had curled up beside him and kept him from freezing to death.
Beavers.
Temperatures had dipped below freezing during that night. This is so sweet.
That is sweet. I would never imagine snuggling with a beaver.
And it's just like, how did they know? Like, is there a spiritual calling that they just are told to go?
It's got to be. There's got to be something higher that says,
My 3 beavers. You must go to the child and warm him. Warm the child. Do not let him die in the frost.
oh my God. I'm trying to keep the dirty thoughts at bay with the beaver thing.
Big furry beef.
Big beavers. 3 big beavers. The giant squid, I'm sure you've heard of this. There's centuries sailors told tales of a massive sea creature known as the Kraken. The Kraken. And it would rise from the depths and drag ships down. And then in the 1870s, massive carcasses of giant squids began washing up in Newfoundland's beaches, confirming that these legendary creatures were freaking real, man. The giant squid can grow up to 40 feet long, and it remains one of the ocean's most mysterious inhabitants.
The ocean is terrifying.
It is terrifying, and I totally believe that.
You're never going to catch me on a cruise ship.
Nope.
Nope.
Me neither. Then there's the Dingiso. The Moni people. Moni? Maybe Moni. Ride the pony. I'm sorry, Moni people, if it's Moni. Western Indonesia. That's the people of Western Indonesia. They have long spoken of a mysterious black and white forest spirit known as the Dingiso. In 1994, researcher Tim Flannery discovered a rare tree kangaroo species that matched the description of this creature. The Dingiso is elusive and has never been seen in captivity.
The mystique.
The last weird, crazy kind of mystical animal on record is the ulama in Sri Lanka. Villagers spoke of a terrifying horned bird known as the ulama, whose blood-curdling screams were believed to foretell death. Scientists initially dismissed these tales as superstition until 2001, when the spot-bellied eagle owl was identified as the source of the legendary cries. This massive owl is the largest in Sri Lanka and matches every characteristic of the mythical devil bird.
I've got a little fun.
It's about Sri Lanka.
No, it is Icelandic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Have you heard of the Yule cat?
I feel like I have. Yes, I have. But tell us anyway. Tell us about the Yule cat.
So the Yule cat is a huge and vicious cat from Icelandic Christmas folklore and is said to lurk in the snowy countryside during the Christmas season and eat the people who do not receive new clothing before Christmas Eve.
Ooh.
So it's like a tradition that you all get like new pajamas on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And you wear them so the Yule cat doesn't come eat you.
Great. Maybe that's what you were seeing with the eyes and stuff. It wasn't a panther. It was a Yule cat.
The Yule cat.
And he's like,
She's not wearing her pajamas.
I think the Yule cat would love me. I'd just be like, give me a Yule cat. And I'd ride the Yule cat while he ate the other people.
Would you give the Yule cat little frisky treats and
Yeah.
okay.
And sacrifice my enemies to the Yule cat.
That'd be cool. See, there you go. That would be your sidekick, would be the Yule cat.
Yeah, we don't need to sacrifice cats for ghost cats
No.
to perform
No.
whatever.
The last on my list is a few Reddit stories. A Reddit user recounted an experience where they were testing their webcam home alone and their dog started barking and growling at something behind them. And when they checked the webcam, it detected a floating paper bag over their shoulder, which disappeared after a few seconds. The dogs obviously saw and sensed something that they couldn't see, and they were alerted to it. Another Reddit user shared that every pet that they've owned in their apartment has acted strangely, barking at nothing or bolting out of the rooms for no reason. The apartment's previous owner disappeared under mysterious circumstances, and the pet's behavior seemed to indicate that they were sensing something unusual. Then there was another Reddit user that described their cat suddenly becoming fixated on a window, staring and intently growling lowly. The user felt a chill down their spine and then heard their mother beep the car horn. But when they turned around, there was nothing there. The cat's behavior suggested it saw something paranormal outside of the window.
I have a few clients that have told me that their dog would just stand at a spot on their wall and just bark and growl at it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yikes.
that's where I'd be like, okay. Have you ever had a cat that growled like a dog?
Sometimes, like when provoked, but didn't growl like all the time. And I had one cat, when I was a kid, I had one cat that like I had a peacock feather and it stole the feather. And I remember my mom trying to get it and he started growling at her.
See, my cat Flicker was raised with the beagles. So when he saw you pull up, he got up in the window and he went,
Oh my God.
yeah, like a dog. I've never heard a cat. Now I've heard cats go when they want something or they're scared. But my cat, he actually growls at the mailman. He growls at the UPS driver or the FedEx driver or anyone that is not belonging here. He growls at.
Vincent, he used to growl at the dogs all the time. You thought a car was running. It's like,
Like a hum.
Yeah. But he's warming up slowly but surely.
Little Vincent.
Little Vincenzo. Back in the Middle Ages, black cats were associated with witchcraft and the devil and were often persecuted. Some believed that black cats were venomous and could spread tuberculosis through their breath.
What?
Absurd.
Yeah, I don't think there was any cross-contamination with species, but I can understand that's old folklore type stuff, right?
Yeah. I thought witches turned into black cats.
Now, you're probably too young to remember this, but in the 80s, there was, I don't know if it was like a Tales from the Crypt type of thing, but it had Drew Barrymore in it. And she was little with the cat's breath.
Was it Cat's Eye?
Maybe that's what it was.
Cat's Eye, yeah.
Where the cat would come and supposedly suck her breath.
I'm thinking of a different. I know Cat's Eye. It was like the cat was protecting. There was like these little.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'm getting it confused. I feel like there was two iterations of this. One was with Drew Barrymore where it was protecting her, right?
Yeah.
And the other one was a Tales from the Dark Side or something where the cat would come and suck your breath at night.
People used to think they do that with babies.
Actually, the town Solvay, do you ever notice there's no cats around there?
Wasn't there didn't people rumors that people in Solvay ate cats?
Yeah. Yes. I never saw a cat growing up there. None of my friends had cats. No one had cats. I had a cat, and then the owner flipped out of the house that my mom was renting and was like, get rid of the cat now. So we had to get rid of the cat.
Why?
He was an evil man and broke my heart because it was my first cat. And I don't know if it just was like they didn't like cats there or what the hell it was, but you've been to Solvay. Have you seen cats?
I actually haven't. I haven't. And when I go to
visit friends and stuff, do you see cats?
When I go to Andrea's parents' house and we walk all around, I'll see deer, dogs, whatever. We have not ever seen a cat.
It's
on our
really
walks.
odd.
It
It's
is.
odd. And then the fact that they don't have cats either is weird.
I feel like that leaves it more open for entities if there's no cats around.
That's what's creepy about it. Oh, I don't like that.
No.
Friends, that's all. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your spirit grounded, and remember, the truth is always out there, even if it's wagging its tail.
And as the late Bob Barker would say, to remind you to help control the pet population, have your pets spayed and neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
To the spirit
Podcast.
supernatural science
Aliens.
I'm ghost.
psychic
Mystic,
Spirits.
divine source,
heaven
the dead. It's magic.